Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to talk about how long should you work each week. So this is I would say this is I'm going to be talking about professionalism and what you should do within your profession, and specifically when I answer the question, how long should you work each week? And I have a very specific answer to this. You should work 50 hours a week. Period. Done. End of sentence. Now, I'll give my reasons for that. I'll also give just a little bit of a refinement to it. I don't think you should work. So you don't want to work less than 45 hours a week, and you don't want to work more than. And this is very important. The ranges are very important. You really shouldn't work less than 45 hours a week, and you really shouldn't work more than 50 hours a week. Right? So why do I think this? So one, I've been very fortunate. I got a paper route when I was 12 years old, and I've worked ever since. I've worked for 34 years, and at different jobs. My longest employment at a single job was 7 years. Usually, I'm in a job between as low as 3 years and up to about 7 years. Right, and I've never, after college, I never quit a job, but I work in information technology, and I was laid off twice. Now, both times, I personally was not laid off. They just got rid of the entire group that I was in. So that's something that happens within information technology, and both of those times, it took me about 6 weeks to get new employment, and it was not challenging either time. Both times, I had multiple offers, and So basically the reason I'm saying that you should work this amount of time is it's worked for me. I've never ever struggled to get work, and each place that I've been at, generally I earn a bonus and I get a raise each year. So it's been a real blessing, and I feel like this is definitely one of the secrets to my success. So why should you work between 45 and 50 hours a week? Okay. So you should not work less than 45 hours a week. Also, and the reason why is it's not enough to work smarter. You'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, work smarter, not harder," right? You need to work smarter and harder, right? So working harder is putting in more hours. So I work 45 to 50 hours a week because it lets me work more than those people around me, right? One thing that's really interesting is that is an hour to 2 hours a day extra that I spend, and I do that at the end of my day, right? And now you could do it at the beginning. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters if you put that extra hour or two at the beginning or the end of your day, but you should absolutely give yourself that hour or two to surpass those people that are around you. And the reason why is you wear that armor, you wear those hours like armor, right? Basically every place you're ever going to be in, it's kind of a race to the top, and you want to do everything you can, right? And so one thing that I found was that extra hour or two is tremendously useful, because those hours don't have any drive-bys. They don't have anybody walking up to your desk and saying, "Hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z." They're really quiet, and there's less going on in those specific hours, and you can get a lot of work done, right? And so it's really effective, right? Now, why am I saying 50 hours? This is very important, okay? When you are working for any major company that is driven by performance, okay? If you work for the government, or if you work, I think mostly if you work for the government, but any free open market job that is driven by merit and performance, you need to. They're gonna ask from you, and if you let your employer set your limit, then you will easily work 60, 70 hours a week. And it will really crush your life. It'll crush your spirit. You cannot let your employer set the limits for how much you will work. You have to make that decision on your own, right? So I choose to work 50 hours a week. I am salaried, by the way, But I do believe you should be using this even if you're not salaried. And the reason why is, well, I want to get back to, I want to make sure let me stay on target here. All right, 50 hours a week. It's critical you do not go over that. Excuse me. You want to make sure that you're working for, you know, you're at work and you're dialed in and you know what you're doing there, but you need to have a life of your own. A life, time for your family, time for your hobbies, time for you, time for reading, time for fun. If you don't have that time, what the heck are you working for, right? You know, and I think this is really important because I know a lot of people who want to do well and want to drive forward, and they do. They work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and I feel it's wrong. It's just not worth doing, you know, and so it really is important that you set that limit, right? Now, if you're hourly, what should you do then, right? If you're hourly, you should still work that 45 to 50 hours a week as much as you possibly can, and just don't charge those hours. And your employer will figure out that they're getting free work, right? And you're going to be doing more. And when there's a salaried position that comes up, you're going to be first in line, right? And it's important. And actually, I did do that once with the contract work. I gave about 10 hours for a week for free, and I got flipped from being a contractor to being a salary worker in 5 weeks. So it definitely works. So how many hours a week should you work? 50 hours a week. Take care.